Few missions matter more than helping people live healthier, happier, and longer lives. But turning that mission into reality at scale is one of the greatest challenges of our time. In this podcast, I speak with the people who are taking that challenge head on, the health entrepreneurs who have dedicated both their personal and professional lives to creating maximal impact, the true impact junkies. My name's Daniel, and join me as we talk through their stories behind the mission, the wins, the losses, the challenges, and the breakthroughs, with the hope of inspiring more people to join the mission and the health revolution. Today's guest is Siobhan Wilson, an amazing person who is an inspiration to millions and whose mindset as an athlete truly carries over into the rest of her life and how she manages her business. Welcome to Impact Junkies. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. We've talked a couple of times, we've spoken a couple of times, and it's very clear to me now that you always show up with a lot of, grit, determination, and energy, right? And you could basically choose to channel that energy into anything, because I think you would succeed with it. But what motivates you specifically to pour all that energy into changing others' lives?
Well, we're starting off with a deep question.
Yeah, just opening up here.
Do you know what? I think it comes naturally in the sense of from being an athlete, you have to show up even on the days that you don't feel like it. And I think my mindset is just like, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what day it is, like I'm just gonna try and be the best version of myself, even, like I said, on the days that I don't feel like it. But yeah, I think helping others for me, like I said, comes naturally, especially from my athlete days, because when you're part of a team, you're there to help people. You're not just there for yourself. So
you've had quite an impact in this journey that you've been on as a health entrepreneur and coach. And I have some numbers for you that you might not know.
Okay.
All right. So you've helped a couple of thousand women, and through that, you've helped them lose just around 2.5 tons of weight in that time.
Wow.
Yeah. Your clients have logged about 94,000, or exactly 94,222 activities across workouts, across walks, and different habits, which is quite staggering. And to support all your clients in that, you and your team have sent 78,208 audio and video messages to your clients. That's an indication of changing. That's a lot. It's an indication of really changing people's lives. So when you reflect on that, well, what goes through your mind?
I mean, I didn't even know them stats myself. So, but when you break it down like that, like that's a lot. Again, it's a lot of. What did you say? Like 98 tons or something? 98,000 tons?
No, 2.5 tons and 94,220 activities. So actions that they've taken because of your guidance.
Yeah, I think just me being able to motivate others and encourage others, like that means a lot to me. Especially like when people say to me, oh, like you've helped me so much, or you've inspired me to get back in the gym, or I got in the gym for the first time because of you. It means a lot to me, because at least I know I'm doing my job properly, So
And the effort's worth it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure it's safe to say that you're an inspiration to, millions, because you do have well over 3 million followers across all your social media following. And that's for a reason. It's because you're inspirational and because people are inspired by your guidance and what you share. But it didn't start there, because you had a very different journey in the beginning, which actually filled most of your life, actually, right? Which was football. So tell me about when you started playing football, actually.
So I started playing like competitively for a team, I think maybe when I was about 6 or 7.
That's early.
But yeah, I was kicking a ball from like the age of 2 or 3. So yeah, I think I basically just was meant to be a footballer. Like I came out the womb and I was like, yes, I want to be a footballer.
Is that how you see it? It was kind of meant to be?
Yeah, I think because my dad actually used to play.
Mm-hmm.
And he always said to me, like, I knew that you was going to play football because you always used to kick the ball properly. Like, you know, like kids, like, they kick it with their toe and stuff. He was like, no, you used to strike the ball properly from the age of like 2 or 3. But again, it wasn't a thing where he like forced me to get into it. It just kind of happened naturally. So
Okay, so it wasn't a pacing thing.
No.
You had a love for it yourself, it seems, if you were into it from 3 years old. So share some of the earliest memories of football. You started competing early, right? So what did that look like?
So I started out at my local team, which was Enfield Town. It's just a team based in North London. And I was playing there, and then basically all my family are from Manchester. So during like the school holidays, I'd go up there, and my cousin, he used to play football as well. We're literally the same age. We're probably like 3 months apart. And I used to play with the boys. Like, and I was literally the only girl on the team. But obviously you can't, I think it's up to the age of 11. You can play with boys up until the age of 11, and then you have to go with, obviously, females. But yeah, that is probably the earliest like memories that I have of it, to be fair.
So do you think it taught you how to, I mean, being the only girl on the pitch, you must have learned a bit more to play a bit rougher maybe, or a bit of a different...
I think it was one of those where I remember turning up to like the games or whatever, and again, I'm the only female there, but like, I didn't care. I was just like, okay, cool, like, I'm better than all of you, do you know what I mean? That was just the mentality I had. So yeah, I think probably being exposed to that so early again helped with my mentality and, you know, wanting to push to pursue a career in that.
Makes sense. And that's what you did then? Yeah. So you kept playing through school. So was football like your main focus, not as much the school part?
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, like I was probably like just slightly above average in terms of like my grades. I was never like top of the class, but I was like decent. School and like books and stuff, it wasn't like didn't enjoy it. I just wanted to be outside playing football and do something active. But yeah, I just like any sort of PE or especially computers, those 2 things and art, those are my 3 favourite subjects to do.
So what did you say? PE, computers and art? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do art now?
I used to draw a lot. I don't draw anymore though.
Why not?
Just don't have time because I'm sat at the computer editing every day. So.
At least you've got one of them there. The computer's still in the mix.
Yeah.
But it took you somewhere. I mean, you dedicated yourself to football, right? And played all the way through. So where did that take you?
So after Enfield, I went to Tottenham, which again is a team in North London. They weren't actually professional at the time. They had a women's team. They weren't professional at all at the time. They are now. So I was there for a little bit. Then I went to America on a scholarship. So I went to play football and go to university as well. Again, didn't care about the university, like the studying side of things. I was just like, this is a chance for me to go and live in America and play football. Like, this is amazing. I'm going.
Let's linger on that for a second. I mean, getting a scholarship to go from Tottenham to where? Where did you go?
I went to Georgia State in Atlanta.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How did that feel? Felt like you won the lottery or something?
Yeah. I mean, it was obviously, I think I left... Yeah, I was either 18 or 19, so I'm leaving home, going to a completely different country on my own. And yeah, like that in itself obviously was scary, but that helps to build your character as it is, you know? Like you're on the other side of the world, it's like a, 7, 8, 9 hour time difference. And not that you have to fend for yourself, but you have to gain an independence of some aspect. Obviously it helps that you're in a country that speaks the language, but you know, yeah, it was I loved it. Like I loved every second of it.
How is it different from Tottenham? I mean, playing on being on a scholarship in that type of environment is also a different Like also just the infrastructure, the training facilities, all that kind of stuff. Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
so I remember we had like gym sessions like at like 6 a.m. And obviously I'd like maybe like experienced the gym here and there, but I remember walking into the gym and seeing equipment that I've never seen before, and I was like, oh my God, wow. And like I'm doing exercises that I've never done before, and yeah, it's not a coincidence that the Americans are great in athletics, like they win so many gold medals because they have like the setup for them there.
So there's a different approach to strength and conditioning in general with sports. So this was basically your introduction to strength training.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it opened up a bit of a totally new domain for you.
Yeah.
Did you like it, or was it?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I mean, I didn't enjoy getting up at like 5 to go to the gym, but you know, like I done it. But yeah, that was like my first, kind of like how I fell in love with the gym, so to speak. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so how long were you there?
4 or 5 years.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
Playing football. And then, so what, for 5 years playing in the same place?
Yeah.
And then
I was originally at a, they call it a junior college.
Mm.
So I was there for like 2 years and then I went there, so.
Okay. And then what, the scholarship then ended and then it was time to come back?
Yeah, so I graduated and then I think it was like December 2018 maybe, or 2017. And obviously at that time I was like, I want to pursue a career in football. Like I've not come this far to not keep, you know, my goal was to like become professional. Obviously there was, the league in America at the time was professional, obviously still is, but it was a lot, it's very difficult to get into it because like there's a draft and all these things and there's so many things that come into play with it. So I actually played with, there was a girl on my team who was from Spain and she'd graduated like a year before me and she was playing professionally in Spain. So spoke to her and kind of got a contact through her and then went to Spain and
so it took you out to Spain. You didn't come back home. So 5 years in the States.
Yeah. So I came home obviously to get my stuff and then just went to Spain. Yeah.
And played professionally there or what?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that you landed your first professional gig there.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, I mean, again, it was, I'm not gonna lie, like I struggled there in the sense of I just finished college. I was very naive. I'm moving to a country do you know what I mean? I don't speak the language. I don't know anyone there. The only person I knew was obviously the girl that I played with in college. And it was difficult in the sense of, especially in training sessions, like the coach may say something during a drill or like something changes. I ain't got a clue what's going on. And I was very naive in the sense of I didn't even try to learn the language. It was only until like maybe like 3 or 4 months in I was like, I've probably got to do something here. Do you know what I mean? I was naive in the sense of I expected everyone to help me because I couldn't speak the language. Like, no, I needed to actively actually try to learn Spanish. So, the first couple months I struggled. But again, that was like the next block of growth. Because again, like I said, I'm in a different country. I've got to try, I'm figuring out a completely different culture. They, eat dinner at 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, what's going on? They have like siestas during the middle of the day and I'm just like, I'm not used to this. So I had to get used to it, but
it seems like you've placed yourself in some situations where you're really forced to grow with the challenge. Right? So that's kind of part of your mindset, it seems.
Yeah.
When you look back at these obstacles, it's okay, you don't just see it as an obstacle. What I hear you saying is, I grew with this because of this. Right?
I think if you have to, in order to grow, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations because like no growth comes from you being comfortable. You're not going to get to the next level. You're not going to get to the next step if you're comfortable where you're at. And that's something that, again, it might just be like an athlete thing because, again, like, especially in a 90-minute game, you're constantly put in uncomfortable situations, right? Like it gets to like the 80th minute, you may be holding on to a lead, you may be losing and you're tired, but you've got to pick something out from somewhere, you've got to keep pushing. So yeah, like that there was it. My time in Spain taught me a lot about myself and it made me grow up a lot.
So you feel you matured in that,
yeah,
in that
yeah,
time?
Yeah, yeah.
How long were you in Spain?
A year.
A year?
Yeah.
And you felt you were still on the right path? Like this is...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you kept chasing?
Yeah, kept going. So I was there for a year, then I went over to Italy for 6 months. That didn't really work out too well, just simply because like I got an injury, like really bad ankle injury. So I was out for like majority of it. But again, another country, different language, like another culture, like again, having to adjust again. I was lucky in the sense of there was a girl from England on the team. So it was very easy. Not easy, but we had each other, you know?
You guys could support each other.
Yeah. So yeah, that didn't really work out. So at this point, I'd been away from home maybe like 7 years at this point.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, I'm going back home. Because I was just over like hopping countries and I was like, I need to be somewhere and I wanted to, if I was going pro, I wanted to do it in my own country, you know, like because at the time, that was like the league for women's football, right? One of them anyway. And so obviously go back home. Again, that was another struggle because I'd been away for so long, for like 7 years. So I left when I was like 18, 19. And I'm going back at the age of like, what? Sorry, my maths is so bad.
26,
yeah,
27.
To go back and live with my mum. I'm a completely different person.
Oh, wow.
So
you moved back home?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
boy.
my mum's like, you're irritating me. And I'm like, you're irritating me. So it's like I've left when I'm like a kid and I'm back when I'm an adult.
Total shift.
So the home situation wasn't great because we're arguing left, right and centre, like we're not getting along. And it's like, even though I am the same person, I'm different because, like I said, I've come back as like an adult and I've got all this experience. I've experienced all these things.
You've stood on your own 2 feet for all that time.
So
right?
I'm like, I'm there and like, I'm thinking, why are you telling me what to do? I'm like, oh yeah, this is your house. I forgot. This is your house. So I have to listen to you and you're my mum. Okay, I get it. But yeah, so I came home and then I was looking for a team in England and I was struggling because I'd been away for so long, no one in England actually like knew who I was. So it was kind of like I had to start all over again. So
but how did you look at that? Did you just say, okay, this is what I need to solve, I need to put myself on the map somehow,
I was just like, okay, if I can't get a team, then I'm gonna have to make it work, like, because this is what I want to do. I have not come this far to not get there.
So still determined.
Yeah.
That's what I said with the mindset.
So I obviously couldn't find a team. It got to like August, and September is, well, July is when pre-season starts, and it goes through like July, August, and then the season usually starts like September-ish. So it was getting to like beginning of September, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And not to mention, like, I had no money. Like, yes, I was playing professional in these countries, but it wasn't like I weren't getting paid like crazy money. It was that I was just scraping by, literally.
Well, tell me about that. I mean, you played pro in Spain and then in Italy, but was it you didn't come home with enough to sustain yourself?
It wasn't like, you know, like anything special. Like it was, I had to share with teammates, like, and the house was obviously owned by the club. So like, it would be one of those where a player leaves, okay, and then the next player goes in and stays in the house. And it was the same in Spain as well. And again, like, I'm 25, 26, like, it's essentially, it's like you're living with the people that you're working with. And it's just like, I'm like 25, I don't really want to be doing this. Like,
You're a bit stuck when you come back, because I mean, you have to live with your mom. You don't have enough money to find your own place, and you have to make ends meet. You're not earning anything. So how do you solve that?
So I had to get a job. I had to get a job because, again, I didn't have a team at this point. And I thought, okay, football isn't going to bring me an income, so I need to get a job. And it had to be part-time, especially if I was playing football. And then I actually decided to get my personal training qualification as well.
That's where it started. Where did that thought come in?
I think it was... I think, honestly, like, when I think back to, like, all the jobs I've had, like, when I was younger, like, I used to work in Tesco. Do you know Tesco?
Yeah.
It's, like, obviously a supermarket in the UK. And, like, I used to work on the tills. I used to work on, like, the click and collect delivery, the beers, wines, spirits, everything. And I just hated, like, being told what to do. Like, I just hated it. Like, I don't know, it just wasn't, like, the repetitiveness of it, like, especially on the tills, I was just like, beep, 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 thank you, okay, next. And I was just like, I just hated it. So I was just like, if I'm going to get a job, I want to try and work for myself, right? So that's why I got my personal training qualifications. And obviously, because I'd experienced strength and conditioning in America, I was like, yeah, like, I need to do this. So got that, and then I actually ended up getting a part-time job with Royal Mail. So obviously, for those who don't know, that's like, you post letters and parcels. It's like the delivery company of the UK.
Yeah, some people wouldn't even know that now.
Yeah. And to be honest, obviously, I know I'm probably sound like I'm contradicting myself here, saying that I don't like working for people, but it's a very independent job because you go in, you sort out what you're sorting out, and then you're on your round, they call it, on your own. So you ain't got anyone in your ear telling you this, telling you that. Like, I used to post the letters and parcels, headphones in, listen to music,
in your
chilling.
car.
Like, it was, like, I actually enjoyed it. And obviously you're active as well, you're walking. So
So now you're juggling multiple things, right? I mean, you're doing the Royal Mail.
Yeah.
Are you working as a PT? You got the education at least?
Yes. So I got there was a local gym, and I ended up basically, in order to train people there, you had to, like, work one shift a week, like, for free, essentially, not paid, just, like, in exchange for, like, renting out the gym, if that makes sense. So I was doing that, and then I ended up going to a team called Charlton in South London. Again, wasn't paid because at this point everyone had their budgets for their players, so there was no money left to pay. So I was playing for nothing.
So it's because the preseason had already been there?
Yeah, but obviously there's the other girls on the team are getting paid.
Oh boy.
But again, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't professional at the time. It was semi-pro. So everyone who was there anyway had part-time jobs, but they were getting paid something.
But that's a rough spot to be in. I mean, you're working 2 jobs, right? You're doing
3, well, yeah, two. And then football,
And football as a job.
Yeah.
So you're doing PT, you're doing the free classes to be able to do the PT.
Yeah.
Royal Mail, vibing in your car. And football, which includes the practice and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
What was that time like? To walk me through a busy day for
I
Shiv in those
was
days.
obviously doing all of that. Oh, sorry. I was doing all of that, and then I was at Charlton for like 6 months. I think it was like from maybe like September to December. That's probably not 6 months, but anyways. And then I ended up going to Crystal Palace, which is obviously another team in South London. Simply because they were going to pay me.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, and I even went to Charlton and I said, I'll stay, but like, babes, like, I need to try and make ends meet here. Like, I'm struggling here. And it's like everyone else is getting paid. I'm not getting paid nothing. So yeah, went over to Crystal Palace. And then obviously, again, was doing the 3 jobs. And like I said, it was semi-pro, so we were training in the evenings. And I lived in North London. Crystal Palace is in South London. And if anyone knows the drive from North to South London, horrendous.
Nightmare.
Like, it can take you up to maybe 3 hours some days. Like, it's insane, especially if you're going at like rush hour, right? So, yeah, go there and still working for Royal Mail. And obviously Royal Mail is a very physically taxing job, right? Like, you're walking, I think at the end of my shift, I would hit like 6 or 7 miles and then have to go train in the evening. And we trained, I think it was 3 days a week at that point. So we would start training at 8 p.m. and then finish at 10 p.m. I wouldn't get back until 11, half 11, then have to be up at 7 for work. And I was just dead. Like, my body was just finished. And I just thought, yeah, if I really want to make it with football and get a professional contract here, something's got to give. And it had to be Royal Mail, even though it was my main income at the time. I was like, these two can't go hand in hand. Like, it's impossible. So I think COVID then hit. So I then decided, okay, cool, I'm going to start my own business.
Okay.
And do personal training online.
So you made a decision at that point.
Yeah.
So still chasing the dream of football, but saying, okay, I need to do something where I'm a bit more flexible. Okay.
Yeah. So, done that. And then I think football had stopped for a little bit, and then we went back. I was still working for Royal Mail at the time because we were classed as key workers. So I was chilling. I was working so much. I was doing so much overtime because everything was shut down. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything else. And I think it was that year, the first year that COVID happened. I remember the summer being really, really hot. It was really hot. So I was just like, yeah, lovely. I'll go to work. I'm outside. I'm walking. I'm chilling, you know?
Right.
So I ended up saving like a lot of money from that because I was just doing so much overtime. And obviously people were ordering a lot more stuff at that point. So there was just constantly work.
There was an online boom at that time.
Yeah.
But tell me about, in that time, when you say you wanted to start an online business, that means that your social media journey had kind of also started at that point, right?
Yes. So it wasn't like a thing where I was just like, yes, I want to be like a fitness influencer or it wasn't, that was never like my goal. I was just like, I'm doing this because I need to make more money. I need to get out my mum's house and I want to go professionally. So the job that's bringing in my main income needs to go. So I originally started, like I made a separate Instagram account and I was posting, it wasn't like videos like I post now, but it was like, you know, like pictures, but like slides, like carousels. And it was good, like informative content, but it was like, no one actually cares. Like, this is boring. Like, no one actually cares.
How did that feel? I mean, because now you're trying.
Like, I thought, okay, like this is good. Like, I'm looking at it thinking, like, this is good. Like, this is great tips and great advice. But like, why is no one liking my stuff? Like, why is it not getting views? But like, I just needed to change my approach to it.
How did you figure that out? Did you work it out yourself?
So this was when TikTok was like up and coming. So, but this was like when TikTok was just known for like dancing and just funny stuff.
The early COVID TikTok, everyone just dancing.
Yeah. So I thought about it and I was like, nah, this is for kids, man. I'm not doing that. Nah. And then I don't know what it was, but I just ended up getting a tripod. I got like one of these like mic things, like you plug into the phone, not like the mics that you see now, like what they called, the wireless ones. It weren't one of them. It was one that you plug into the phone and it had like a little thing on like this, and you just clip it to yourself. And I just thought I'm just going to start posting like fitness tips, fitness content. It originally actually started with me doing workouts, but again, it wasn't really
You
getting...
didn't get traction on
Nah.
that. You're still determined, like, okay, this is a means.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna
Yeah.
solve my
Yeah.
both financial issues
Yeah.
and the situation that I'm in. So you were determined to solve it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, done that. And then, again, I was still obviously working for Royal Mail at this point. And like I said, like it was never like my intention to grow a following or whatever. I was just trying to leave my job and pursue my football career. And then I remember we was back at football at this point. This might have been like March, April 2021. Posted a video and I remember exactly where I was at the time that I posted it. I was at training. It was like 7 p.m. at night and I was on the physio bed getting a massage, getting ready for training. Posted it. The next morning, it was on 1 million views and I was like, oh. Then a day later, it was on like 5 million. I said, oh, following just goes through the roof. And I'm just like, okay.
So talk me through that. I mean, you're posting first. There's fitness tips. There's stuff that's just not working. You're like, this is good content, but something changed, and now you have real traction.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, what did that feel like?
It was weird because again, like it was never my intention of like getting views or building a following, and then I had to like turn off my phone because like, or turn off the notifications on TikTok because it was like bang, 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 like 24/7. I was like, oh, like wow, like, and I'm seeing like the following every time I go on the app, it's like gone up by like 10K or something, like something crazy.
But at the same time, this must be like a moment of realization
Yeah.
as well, because now something's opening. There's an opportunity that's kind of
so that was like my, okay, like something's kind of happening here. So anyway, just kept on posting the content. Again, that in itself allowed me to get more clients. And then I remember I was at work on my round. This was maybe like 2 or 3 months after. And I got recognised. Oh, you're the girl that does the fitness stuff on TikTok. And it was that point I was like, right, I have to leave. Now I have to leave. So a couple months later, I handed in my notice, left, and then was at Crystal Palace at Still. And because I wasn't walking around like an absolute maniac, like genuinely, I felt like a completely different human being.
Yeah.
And it was the best season I've ever had in football. Like I was scoring, I could last 90 minutes. Like I just felt like a superhuman.
Yeah, because you removed a couple of thousand, 7,000 steps a day and delivering mail and driving and late nights and crossing London.
Yeah, so even though we were still semi-professional at that time, the training times had moved a little bit, but still, I was still getting home at like 11 p.m. But again, like I could wake up when I wanted to wake up. Like I didn't have to wake up and have to walk like 7 miles or whatever it was.
I'd like to backtrack on 2 things. So firstly, just figuring out, I mean, you go viral with specific type of content, right? But before that, there's effort that's placed into it. I think it's worth just lingering on that for a second. That's not something that just happened. You know, you put in a lot of effort. You tried to crack the code or the algorithm.
Yeah.
And then you kept doing it. So like, what did that look like? Because I think that's something that a lot of people can learn from, that like that process of figuring out what works and then what, repeating it, or what did you do?
Well, I think like especially with content or social media, like the algorithms change all the time, right? So what may have worked for me 4 years ago ain't gonna get me views now, you know? So first of all, it's about understanding your audience, what your niche is, and again, targeting a specific audience. So again, like I wasn't like thinking this deep into it at this point because I'm new to this content thing. I wasn't thinking about, oh, what's your niche? Who you're trying to target? It just happened naturally. And because I'm a woman talking about fitness, majority of my following is women, right? So yeah, like I said, it wasn't like something that I necessarily thought about. it kind of just happened, and it's like what can work for me may not necessarily work for another person. Like I've seen, you know, the same pieces of content by two different people, but one can get like significantly more views than the other. You just have to kind of find what works for you, but you're not going to know that until you trial and error. For example, like I said, I was doing workout videos. Okay, this is not getting me views. I need to try something else. So you kind of have to figure it out for yourself.
I think that's a good point. And keep on try
Yeah.
and error. Because what worked for you then won't work for you now.
Exactly.
And what works for you now might not work for someone else right now.
Exactly.
Right? So it's just
like what
about
works for me now may not work for me in 2 years' time.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So,
No.
yeah.
You said something else that was interesting is that you could start getting clients because of that while you're now playing football, right? But so tell me about your coaching at that time.
So I was doing everything myself. Like I made like this.
And you had moved into online coaching.
Yeah. So I had this like Excel spreadsheet. I had 2 of them. One was like the workout template. The other was a nutrition template. And what I'd done was I'd paid someone to make like this Excel nutrition template. So like you could manually add things in yourself, like with macros and calories. And yeah, it was basically like a database where you could store like all your food or whatever. It wasn't like, I think maybe MyFitnessPal was out at the time, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I was doing everything myself. I was responding to DMs.
On WhatsApp or?
No, like through my Instagram.
Oh yeah.
I was taking the Zoom calls. I was taking the sales calls. I was putting together the workout plans. I was like doing the online everything, alongside of playing football and making content. And then it got to a point where I was just like, in order for me to scale this, I can't do this on my own. I can't do this on my own. And yeah, that's where you guys came in.
Right.
Yeah.
But you had the idea of wanting to scale it at the same time, which is interesting, right? It wasn't just, okay, I'm gonna do this and maintain what I have and then play football. You wanted the online coaching part to grow as well. So what changed then at that time?
I think because obviously I'm seeing the rapid growth of my social media as well. I'm like, this is a opportunity for me here. So I just kind of, again, it goes back to like putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Like I never studied business. I don't know what the word, like, I don't know, positive equity used to mean. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know how businesses work. Like all I've known is to kick a football. So again, it was putting myself in a uncomfortable position in order to get myself to the next level, like more growth. Like, so 5 years ago, I was struggling, playing in Spain, not making money, not speaking a language. Okay, 5 years' time, I need to be at a different space in my life, a different place. So yeah, I just, as much as as humans, we enjoy being comfortable, right? I'm not going to sit there and say, yes, I love like being uncomfortable. Like I don't, but
still a clear realization that sometimes it's what's needed.
Yeah, like get a grip and get over it. That's just what I tell myself. Get over it. Like you'll be fine.
All right, so you dive in. I mean, keep in mind, you said before that you had no ambition of being a fitness influencer, right? But now you're saying, okay, I'm going to scale this online business. I'm going to do more fitness content because that's a means to get things. And it goes well, I would say. Right? So doing things on your own, are you working? Do you have someone helping you at that point beyond the commercial and technical support?
In terms of my online coaching?
Yeah.
No.
Not yet.
No.
So you're still navigating that by yourself?
Yeah, still doing everything myself.
So still quite busy.
Yes. But again, like, it wasn't like a job that was like physically taxing, so it still allowed me to play football and pursue that. And yeah, like I said, with with my final season at Crystal Palace, because it was like the best season that I've ever had. It got me my first pro. So
There we go.
yeah,
There we go. So you've made life easier. I think also easier because now you're not juggling Excel sheets and WhatsApps and all of that kind of stuff. So you've reduced the other load.
Yeah.
And you nailed the
But
real
at that
contract.
point, because I got my first professional contract, I was like, now my time and my time is going to be taken up mostly by football now, because I'm going to be in training 4 days a week from like 9 to 3, and I'm going to be playing games on a Sunday. So I can't be taking calls. I can't be, putting together plans because I'm not going to have the time to. And I've said to myself, I'm not doing that again. I've not got my professional contract to not try and, and I'm going to make the most of it. So yeah, before I got my first professional contract at Birmingham. So before I moved there, obviously it was great because it allowed me to move out of my mum's house as well. So it's like everything just came together at once. So yeah, obviously that's when I got in touch with you guys, and then that just allowed me to take some aspect of it away from me. But yeah, obviously again, like I was still essentially juggling 2 jobs at the time. So I'd finish training, maybe I'd have to go record content or do something for my online coaching, like plans, like whatever it was. So yeah, again, essentially I was still juggling 2 jobs at once.
But tell me about that moment of actually signing the first real contract. I'd like to hear about that.
It was just like, it was weird because I'd like been away for so long and done all this stuff. I think maybe I was 27. So I went into the professional game late, so to speak. And like, I've never actually spoken about this before, but I remember going to training, and like there's girls who are on my team who have had a pro for years. Like they've been professional for years. They play for their own country. And I remember like my first training session, I was like, oh my God, these girls are good. Like these girls are good. And I felt like I had imposter syndrome because I was like, I've just got my first pro at 27. These lot have had pros for years. And I'm just like, again, another uncomfortable situation. I was just like, I remember saying to myself, like the first week, I was like, I think I'm going to struggle here because the intensity was like 100 times faster. The girls are stronger, they're quicker. The demand is higher, like the intensity, like the mental thing of it. Like, I was just like, whoa.
Intimidating.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God. And like it took me like a good probably like 4 or 5 months to actually settle and like feel comfortable playing. Like obviously I went in and I was starting games. I was playing 90 minutes, like, and it was like I had like a voice in my head like saying, "You ain't good enough to be here. Like you've got your pro at 27. These girls have been here for ages. Like who are you?" Do you know what I mean? That's what like my head was telling myself. But again, like you have to put yourself through the uncomfortability of it to grow and get used to it. And yeah, like I think 4 or 5 months in, I got my first professional, my first international call up for Jamaica.
There we go.
So it's just like, again, like even that in itself was just like, I was just working 3 jobs and living at my mum's house a year ago. And now I'm playing pro, playing internationally, and I'm a fitness influencer in the space of a year. Like,
you're
what?
on a roll now.
I was just like, what's going on here? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, like it was just that the way that my life changed in the span of like a couple months was insane.
Well, not without effort.
Yeah.
I mean, you built that. Do you ever like think about that? I mean, all of that was built on your effort.
That's one
placed
thing that
across
I'm
all these
not
different
good
things.
at doing. I'm not good at reflecting. Like I hit like a milestone or I hit a goal that I want to reach, and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, what's next? When in reality, I need to just sit in it and be like, wow, like you actually done this thing. Like you had this goal that you wanted to reach. You've been working towards it for however many years or months. You've got it now. Just sit and enjoy and appreciate it. And I'm not good at that at all. I'm always like, okay, what's next?
Do you think a lot of people feel like that?
Yeah, for sure.
And your clients as well, potentially?
Yeah. Because I think it's like, I don't know. When I reach a goal, I feel like this might resonate with some people. I don't know, but it doesn't. It gives me the. Obviously, I'm happy that I've reached it, but when I look back, I think I actually end up enjoying the journey more than actually reaching the thing itself, which is crazy, right? It don't make sense though, does it? Really, like.
I think sometimes it's easier to sustain momentum if you enjoy the journey and focus on the process, right? Because sometimes only focusing on the goal, I mean, sometimes that goal can be far away, which it was for you, right? Landing a professional contract, building a successful online business. I mean, these are sometimes long-term goals. You have to enjoy the steps along the way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So crazy year. You're scaling your online business now. You're playing professional and you're called up to play for Jamaica at the same time, all within the same year.
Yeah.
And 4 or 5 years before that, you're unable to make ends meet. You've been away. You have no money.
Get a team, like,
couldn't get a team.
Crazy.
So life has definitely changed.
100%. Like I'm living on my own now. Like I'm at my mum's house. Yeah, just mental.
Amazing. Did it last?
Well, so I signed for Birmingham 2022, so like July 2022, I think. Yeah, 2022. Then obviously January comes around, and as you know, in the fitness industry, in January, when you work in that industry, ooh,
things are booming.
Oh my goodness. So I remember January came around, and I obviously have a social media manager, and I was just getting so much work, and then obviously football, and then brand deals as well, and I felt like I just couldn't catch a breath. And I remember saying to her, like, and this is crazy, like I remember saying to her in January, right, I don't know if I can sustain all of this. Like, I don't know if I can. Really, what I was saying was, I don't know if football's something that I still want to do. That's really what I was saying, which is crazy to think, because I'd done all these things and I've got to this point. Why am I saying that? So anyway, like I didn't really. It was one of those things where I just like, it came into my head, but I said, nah. You're thinking silly. Like, stop it.
The first subtle thought that maybe football isn't the
and this
thing.
was January 2023. Yeah, 2023, yeah.
It's an interesting time as well, because I mean, the new year, it's kind of a season of real impact, right? Because there's momentum from market demand. People have natural thoughts about change, about wanting to go be something more, something better. And at the same time, it's an opportunity for someone who's there to help them to leverage that momentum and keep building. So I can see that you're in a point now where you have a lot to do already, and I mean, it's almost go time, right? Yeah.
So yeah, that happened, and then it was maybe end of March, I think it was. And again, like I've been having these thoughts, and I was like, I feel like I can't catch a break. So anyway, I'm still like, I'm performing, like I'm doing well. Like then, like I finally felt like I was feeling comfortable at Birmingham now. Like I wasn't having the imposter syndrome anymore. Like I felt like, yeah, you can play here. Like you're cool. Don't worry. Like then anyway, March comes around. Get the worst injury of my life. I felt like my career football career anyway, was like going up and up and up.
Still going up.
Yeah, get the worst injury of my life. Tear my ACL, MCL, meniscus. And obviously for those who may not know, that's like, as a footballer, one of the worst injuries that you can have.
Yeah.
Alongside probably tearing your Achilles or something like that. The top worst.
Tell me about that moment there, because I mean, yeah, walk me through getting the injury and the
Like,
moment.
I just remember it. Like, obviously, it's probably like 3 years ago now, nearly. But yeah, it was like 25 minutes into the first half. Had the ball, and 9 times out of 10, when people do their ACL, it's never like a contact injury, because your ACL is responsible for you pivoting. So basically, I had the ball, and there was like 2 girls coming on either side of me. So I saw the opening in between them to I was like, okay, I'm just going to knock it through and go, right? So I had the ball on my right foot, and I was like, okay, I'm going to shift it onto my left and just go through both of them. So as I've shifted the ball onto my left, I've planted my right foot, and it's like my foot got caught in the ground and my knee's gone like the opposite way. And I've never felt a feeling like it in my, like your knee, it was just not going the opposite way to your foot, basically. And as soon as it happened, I just knew. I was like, yeah, this is bad. This is bad. And I was just on the floor. Like, when you see it happening, you kind of know. Like, I've seen, obviously, this is a conversation for another day, but in women's football, it's a
quite common.
Yeah. So I've seen
injury.
it a lot of times, and when it happens, you know.
Yeah, and now you're looking up from the outside in,
Yeah.
but it's yourself.
Yeah, so I was just on the floor, and the craziest thing is I wasn't even crying. I was just like in so much pain, and then after 5 minutes, like the pain it goes. Like, you have this pain for like a good 5 minutes, and then it just not disappears, but like it just eases off. So then I get up and I think, okay, cool. Like, I'm just gonna walk. Nah,
Walk it off. Walk off ACL and meniscus
My
tear.
knee is buckling all over the place. I said, yeah.
It's done.
So go inside. The doctor and the physio come to see me. And there was a period of time where I was laying on the physio bed on my own, waiting for them to come in. And it was at that moment where I started crying, because I was like, this is not good. This is bad. Because I remember I got up to go shower, and like my knee, I was buckling all over the place, and I was like, yeah.
I mean, and this is also the type of injury that a lot of people don't make it back from.
Mm-hmm.
And were you conscious of that at the time?
Well, obviously at the time when it happened, I was trying not to think of the worst, because I was just like, oh, you could have just done your MCL, or you could have just done your meniscus, which obviously if you do an MCL, you can be back in a couple months. But ACL, yeah, it's a long day. But when I look back on that injury now, I think because I'd just been going and going and going for so long, and like I said to you, that January, I was like, oh my God, like I'm tired, like I can't catch a breath. That was like I'm a workaholic, like I don't know how to stop. So that was the universe saying, okay, well, you're not going to stop? Yeah. Those who don't hear must feel. So now you have no choice but to sit down for 10, 11 months. So yeah, I had to get surgery, got surgery within like 2 weeks. Was on crutches for 3.5 weeks. So that period was very, very difficult for me, because it's crazy, because like I was complaining that I needed a break, and then I'm sat there on crutches, not even being able to go to the toilet by myself, not being able to drive, not being able to walk, not being able to do anything. But now you've got what you asked for, Shiv. Like, why are you complaining? Like, you wanted to sit down, like, you know? So, yeah, I struggled, because, again, like, not even being able to walk, not even being able to do normal things, and being active my whole life, it's like going from 0 to 100. Like, I had no option but to sit down. And I was just like, again, like, be careful what you wish for, innit? Because
But I hear you say, I mean, there's also an aspect of this which is careful what you wish for, but you got what You got space now,
I think
right?
I say that, but honestly, I think I got what I needed.
Mm.
It's what I needed because, again, I'd been doing so much over the past however many years. I wasn't going to stop until something stopped me. So yeah, it allowed me to just like, again, like sit and actually, I say this in quotation marks, enjoy my life, because it wasn't like I wasn't enjoying it, but because I was playing football and obviously owning the business, doing content, I had no life. So what people probably don't realise with football is that you have no free time. Like, whatever team you play for, you have to move there, you're away from your friends and family. And if you want to play at the top level, you have to live, sleep and breathe it. Like, in the sense of, you got to make sure you get enough hours of sleep every night. You've got to be eating the right things. You've got to be mentally and physically prepared every single day. So, I mean, obviously you can go out, but like, you know, and like, again, like, if I'm doing this at the top level, I need to be making sure everything's in check. So that injury actually allowed me to spend time with my friends and family. I had my weekends for the first time in my whole entire life. I'm sat there on a Saturday and Sunday, I'm like, this is kind of nice. Like, this is nice.
So that initial thought of maybe I can't do everything, did that grow then in that time, in that period?
Yeah, so again, because even though I was doing my rehab, I still had to go into training to do rehab and stuff. I had more like free time in the sense of like my weekends, etc. So it allowed me to, there was a period of time, I think the time where I was on crutches, where I couldn't obviously do any content because I physically couldn't move. But it allowed me to like focus on my business a bit more, focus on my brand, focus on my content. And I was, at the time I was doing content around my knee, like coming back from my ACL. And it's a difficult place to be in, because when your whole life is based upon you playing football, football becomes your identity. Like, I am a footballer. So when you don't have that, it's like you lose your identity. So the first initial couple months, like, I really struggled with not having football. It
required quite an identity shift of some kind then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but again, it allowed me to do a lot more things, like in terms of like doing brand deals, and, you know, I'd done some amazing things during that time. And then, yeah, I come back, it was like March the following year, so 2024. Come back, obviously, like, got my first minutes, and I was like, yes, like, I'd done it, like, because I wanted to like prove to myself that I could come back from like this really bad injury. But then it didn't fulfill me the way that I thought it was going to be. Like, when it happened, I was like, it was like the day that it happened, I was like, yeah, lovely, like, I'm back. And then the following day I was like, okay, so what next? Again, like, just not, like, I've literally just been in the gym, like, working my arse off for like 10, 11 months. And
But
I'm still not
achieving the goal didn't fulfill you.
So anyway, I had one year left on my contract at Birmingham, and I just thought, right, I've come back. I want to prove to myself that I can come back from this and be better than what I was before. So I come back, and within the first couple months of like being in training, it felt like training was a chore, and I was just like, I don't really. It's like the love for football wasn't the same. It was like,
it's quite a breakup after so many years.
Yeah, I was kind of like, this, I'm not really enjoying this like I did before. So at the time, like, I was struggling to get in the team. I was struggling to to get minutes, and that was probably, I would say during that period, if I'm being completely honest, I was more, it affected my mental health more than when I was actually doing my rehab. Because I'd put in so much work to get back, and it's like I'm giving and giving and giving to football, but it's not giving me anything back. And I was like, I have not just worked my ass off for 10, 11 months to sit on the bench and not get minutes. So, and then in the same breath, again, like I said, I wasn't enjoying it, but then I was like, am I not enjoying it because I'm not playing? Like, I don't know. So I ended up going on loan to Southampton just to see if it was the environment or if it was just football in general that I didn't like anymore. So again, because I'm at another club, I have to move to Southampton.
Of course.
So I get there, again, I'm playing, still feel the same.
Okay, so something's got to change at this point.
Still feel the same. And then I ended up, it was like I was resenting football a little bit as well. One, because I'm giving and giving and giving, it's not giving me anything back. But in the same breath, I'm having to say no to brand deals. I'm having to say no to these massive opportunities for something that I'm not necessarily enjoying anymore. And I'm like, I'm giving and giving to this thing, and I'm not feeling anything in return.
And you have an online business where when you put effort in, it's growing, right?
And let's not forget, women's football doesn't pay the bills. Like, I was making more in a year at Royal Mail than what I was doing on my first professional contract.
Oh boy.
And like, what basically, like, what I've made in 1 month is double of what I've made in a year of football. So there's numerous factors here. Like, I'm saying no to money. I'm saying no to opportunities at the expense of something that I didn't really enjoy anymore. And I don't want people to think that it was because of the money, because it was never about that. Like, you've seen my journey. Like, I was playing football for nothing. I grinded to get to this point. But it was just like, again, something had to give at this point, because at this point my mental health was like on the floor. Like, I was just like, I'm waking up every day and I was like, I don't want to go to training. Like, I remember waking up and like thinking, should I just call in sick? I've never ever done that before.
Doesn't sound like you.
Never. So I was like, yeah, this isn't good. So yeah, the season finished, and again, it wasn't like a decision that had happened overnight. It was a decision that probably started from that January before my injury. So it was a decision that was probably weighing on my mind for 2 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, decided to retire. And yeah, just...
You decided to retire after so many years of grind and place your efforts into your other aspects or other parts of what you were working on, which was your online business and so on. What did that feel like, letting go?
Do you know what? When I was about to announce it, because I'd done like a post on Instagram just kind of announcing it, I remember being so nervous, like so nervous. Because I'll be 32 this year, but when I retired, I was 30. And essentially, like, in women's football anyway, like, that's young age to retire. And I remember, like, I was so scared to post it, but I got nothing but positive, like, comments from it. And yeah, like, after that, like, once I announced it, it was like my shoulders just went like that. It was like a massive weight just got took off them, and I just felt like, wow, it's done. And like, people say to me now, like, do you miss it? Not one bit.
Not one bit. No, it was the breakup that had to happen.
Because like you said, like, it's essentially, it's like being in a relationship, right? Like, you're in this long-term relationship, and you both get to a point. You get to a point where you're like, you're growing, and you're growing at different rates, and it's kind of like I outgrew football, so to speak, and I got to a point where I was like, you're not actually serving me anymore. Like, I'm not really this isn't working. And it's like you mentally tap out before you physically leave. And I think I was mentally tapped out for like over a year, and then
It was time.
Yeah.
Well, talk to me a bit about going all in, because now you have all the time in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're still busy. You have an online
Yeah.
business, but now you have time to dedicate to it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about what that journey or what that time looks like then.
The one thing that I did struggle with at the start coming out of football is like creating my own routine, because when you're an athlete, you have a very strict routine. Like you're in at 9 o'clock, you have breakfast at 10, whatever, you may have a meeting, then you have training, then gym. So it's very regimented. You know exactly where you're going to be on every single day at a specific time. Things have to run like this. So it was weird coming out of that and having to figure that out for myself.
You're on your own again.
Yeah. So I had to be like, okay, I need to create, like if I don't have routine, I go off the walls. Like I can't, because it's literally in my nature to have routine. So I had to kind of figure that out for myself. But yeah, you get there, you know, like you just figure out what works for you. Like there's a specific time in the morning. That's my time for me to go to the gym. Then I come back and I have a block of work. Then I may, go out for food with friends. Like I have to, it's very regimented. Like even I go to the gym same time every single morning. Like every week I'm doing the same structure of workout,
Yeah. But now also you have time to dedicate to your online. Do you see more growth in that time, right?
Yeah, I think especially since I've finished football, because I have more time to focus on it. It's like that saying, like whatever you water grows, right? Whatever you focus on, like it is gonna, get bigger. So yeah, like the past year, where my coaching is at the moment, like it's in the best place that it's ever been. So, and like even my social media is growing, and yeah, I actually have a life now, which is nice. I spend time with my friends and family. If again I wanna go away somewhere, I can do that. Like I don't have to be like, oh, have I got a game this week? Have I got training? Like no, I just have freedom to kind of do what I want, and it feels nice.
And I saw you bought a house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How can I forget?
So you managed to get your own place now.
Yeah.
You have also the financial means to do that, right? Because
Yeah.
now you're dedicated. You, like you said, you'd made more in a month than you'd done in a year with football.
Yeah.
So now it's a totally new life.
Yeah.
And with that comes new challenges. So tell me about some of the, like you mentioned a couple of times, put yourself in uncomfortable positions and learn to overcome. What are some of the main things that you have had to overcome or learn with the growth that's come in your online business? Because now you're managing a team, right?
Yeah.
There you have employees. There's still the content. Talk to me about that.
I think it's what I've had to, because essentially, like, I'm a business owner, right? And I have people who work, I have employees. So I have to be a leader in some capacity. So even like in football, you can be a leader, right? But I was never like the type of person, I was never that leader who like screams and shouts at everyone. Like I was never really like vocal like that. I was more of lead by example, in the sense of I was always on time. I was always doing what I needed to do in the gym. I was professional in every aspect, right? So I would lead by example. But now I need to lead in a different way, because again, like I'm the face of a business. If something ain't going right, it's on me, right? So again, I've never owned a business before. So again, like I said to you, like I'm trying to figure out what positive equity means. I'm trying to think like all these businessy terms. Like I'm looking at investing. I'm looking at doing this and doing that. Like I don't know what these things are. Like I didn't even know how like mortgages worked. So again, it's like I'm now putting myself in another situation that's uncomfortable in order to get to the next step. So, yeah.
And how much do you think that, I mean, the mindset that you have from being a professional athlete for so long spills into the business? I mean, you mentioned one aspect now, which I think is the team aspect. You're used to team sports, right? So leading by example for your team, maybe in a different way. But which other aspects of the mindset that you've learned as an athlete do you carry over to being a business owner?
I think I can't even swear on here, can I? You just have to get stuff done, regardless. Like, for example, the only way I can relate it is to football, right? Like, I could be having a rubbish day, but I've got to go play 90 minutes. Whatever you're going through, forget about it, because you need to get your head in the game. Your mentality needs to be right. So I think it's more of, no matter what happens, your business still needs to run. Like, you have to, regardless of how you're feeling in the moment, and it transcends to the gym as well, right? Like, even I'm not going to sit here and say that I enjoy going to the gym every day. I even told you this morning I was supposed to go this morning, I didn't go because, you know, you just have to do the stuff even on the days that you don't feel like it. Motivation's not going to be there 24/7. I didn't wake up every Sunday for a game and be like, yes, I didn't go to training every day and be like, yes, I really want to train. Same now with my content. I don't wake up every day or the days that I'm recording content and be excited to do it. I just do it because I know it needs to be done. And I think that transcends from being an athlete, because no matter what, you have a game to play on Sunday. You need to be in the right headspace.
And in those last 10 minutes, when you're tired, you still need to place in the effort.
And I think it's not a coincidence that a lot of professional athletes are now business owners.
Makes sense.
So
a lot of carryover there.
Yeah.
So where do you, just curious on your thoughts and looking a bit into the future, where do you see, maybe a bit broader, the future of online coaching going?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, especially even if we go back 10 years, it didn't even exist, did it, really?
No.
I think what people don't understand about online coaching, like, with one-on-one personal training, like, yeah, you physically have someone there with you, but you're paying potentially, £50-60 an hour for someone to just count your reps and sets. You're not getting the nutrition, you're not getting the weekly check-in, you're not getting the guidance for when you're not at the gym. And online coaching allows you to tap into every aspect of your life, in the sense of help to create habits, help to build consistency, help with motivation, or help kind of get you in that headspace. But like I said, obviously motivation is, it's not something that we're going to feel every single day. But I just think it's something that people really benefit from, because they get every aspect of it rather than someone just counting your reps and sets,
Last question, I think. So what excites you the most for yourself when you look into the future? And we started in the start, I spoke to you about the amount of impact, or just some numbers on the amount of impact that you've already had now. What excites you the most about the potential scale of the impact that you'll be able to have over time?
I just think seeing how far I can take it, like, I want to build another business. I don't know what that may look like, but I want to do something else. I just want to, I don't know, like, try and explore as many different avenues as I can, like, whether that may be me going onto TV, I don't know, like going on a reality show, I don't know, whatever that looks like. Yeah, I think right now I'm just kind of open to not trying anything, but just seeing where this stage of my life takes me.
What about the reflection that you had on yourself of having to sometimes acknowledge where you've gotten to and
I
what's
still
good
don't do
right
that
now?
now. I still don't.
What do you think about that?
I need to be better at that. Like even when I bought my house, like I don't realise like what I've actually done. Like in the space of 5 years, I moved out my mum's house, bought a house on my own in this economy near London. Like it just like if you were to have told me that, like I don't know, maybe when I was playing in Spain, I'm gonna be like, what? I'm not gonna believe you. But I do need to be better at appreciating and taking in what I've actually done, because it is crazy when you think about it.
It is crazy. I think you've done an amazing job, and thanks for sharing your story with me here today. We'll take a break and then we'll have another little section after that.
Cool.
Thank you, Shiv.
Thank you.
Shiv, welcome to the Walk Path.
I like getting my steps in.
Yeah, you got to get your steps in. This simulated walk and talk. We're going to do an overrated, underrated in terms of what the things we're going to present you with, which impact they have on people's health, happiness, and longevity, okay?
Cool.
So, motivation as a driver, the sole driver of change.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're not going to have it every single day, so don't bother relying on it.
What instead of motivation then?
Consistency.
Consistency as a key thing. Okay. Progressive overload.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Why?
Because in order to grow, in order to build muscle, that's what you need. Yeah.
Along the same lines, protein powder.
Overrated.
Why?
Because you don't need protein powder to hit your protein goals. I mean, it is good, especially like if you struggle to hit your protein for the day. It's a quick and easy source of protein, but you don't need it. You can get enough protein in from eating food.
Gotcha. Accountability. Check-ins.
Underrated.
Underrated?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Like from a coach's perspective, obviously if we don't know where you're at, if we don't know how you're feeling, then we can't help you. So that's why the check-ins are important. So we know, like, I'm a big advocate of, if you're doing stuff that you don't enjoy, you're going to be way less likely to stick to it. So I always say to my clients, if there's like a meal that you don't like, or if there's a workout, exercise that you don't like, let me know, because if you don't tell me, I'm not going to be able to help you. So.
Makes sense. Okay, along a different line, done with the overrated, underrated. Tell us, what's your worst habit?
Probably doom scrolling on TikTok at like 11 p.m. at night.
Makes sense. Compromising your sleep.
Yeah.
What's a secret talent you have that no one knows about?
Oh. I actually used to do gymnastics. Yeah, before I played football, yeah. It was kind of like at the same time.
So we're going to get off the walk pads and do some flips
Yeah.
the whole way.
I can't do a flip, but like I can do like handstand, and like I'm pretty flexible, so yeah.
I didn't know that. All right. Well, thanks, Shiv.
Thank you.